All right, everybody, welcome back to the Offsides podcast. My name's Hunter DeRoss, and I'm here with,
I'm Braden Higley.
and we're just going to get right into it for our game previews of this week, Week 14 as well. We have the 1-11 Titans versus the 3-9 Cleveland Browns.
And the Titans are led by Cam Ward, while the Browns are led by Shedeur Sanders.
And then another exciting game we should have here is the 6-6 Pittsburgh Steelers going to Baltimore to face the 6-6 Baltimore Ravens.
Which this is a crucial game as they both look to take the lead in the division right there.
For sure. And then I'll go to Lily real fast for a video package.
It's a big week in the AFC North Division as the Steelers travel to Baltimore to face the Ravens. It's going to be a chilly one in Baltimore, and that can affect the offensive side of the ball for both teams. I predicted it's going to come down to ground game for both teams looking to feed their running backs. Look forward to see Steelers running backs Jaylen Warren and Kenneth Gainwell get the ball for most of the game. And for the Ravens running back Derrick Henry, who is looking to gash the Steelers defense. Aaron Rodgers will be looking forward to start against the Ravens for the first time in a Steelers uniform, as the Steelers and Ravens both come in with a 6-6 record, battling for first place in the AFC North. The Steelers are without a few key players, such as Roman Wilson, Kyle Duggar, and Derek Harmon. This could have an impact on the result of the game, while the Ravens come into this game with mostly a healthy unit. And with that, going back to the studio with Hunter and Braden.
All right. And we'll go into our next game, the 8-4 Indianapolis Colts versus the 8-4 Jacksonville Jaguars.
This is a crucial game for both, as they're both looking to get out of their little slumps they're having and get back in that playoff race.
For sure. And then another game we have is the 3-9 Washington Commanders traveling to Minnesota to face the 4-8 Minnesota Vikings.
Both these teams have been struggling with injuries and inconsistent quarterback play, but it's a crucial game for both to try and stay alive.
For sure. We'll see who jumps off there. And then our next game is the 4-8 Cincinnati Bengals versus the 8-4 Buffalo Bills.
And this is an interesting game because the 4-8 Bengals can still sneak in with that AFC North in the rear, as they're only behind 2 games.
Yep. And then great quarterback play there as well. And then another game is the 5-7 Miami Dolphins versus the 3-9 New York Jets.
And the Dolphins are still trying to turn their season around, as they're still trying to get in that playoff race, and with the Jets trying to play spoiler, not allow that to happen.
For sure. And then we have the 9-3 Seattle Seahawks taking on the 4-8 Atlanta Falcons.
With the Seahawks looking to continue their very dominant season, as they're looking to keep Jackson Smith and Jigma going and secure this win right here.
For sure. And then we have the 2-10 New Orleans Saints traveling to Tampa Bay to face the 7-5 Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
And with the Bucs are at 7-5, are just trying to keep their playoff hopes alive and looking to seal off that division.
They need to get that offense going as well against that team. And then we have the 10-2 Denver Broncos going into Las Vegas to face the 2-10 Raiders.
This is a big game for the Broncos to prove themselves, as they barely won last time in Week 10, 10-7. So they're looking to prove themselves and legitimize themselves as one of the top teams in the league.
For sure. And then another game we have is the 9-3 Los Angeles Rams versus the 3-9 Arizona Cardinals.
And the Rams are just looking to bounce back after losing to the Panthers in that little upset game. And then the Cardinals are looking to just kind of spoil the Rams season, as the Rams are taking their MVP candidate, Matthew Stafford, towards the playoffs.
For sure. And then here's in my opinion, one of the game of the week is the 9-3 Chicago Bears going to Green Bay to face the 8-3-1 Green Bay Packers.
This is a very crucial game for both teams, as they're both looking to take that NFC North title. And the Bears have been very surprising this season, coming out as one of the best teams in the league at 9-3. It's
going to be a fun one for sure. So now we reach prime time, and it'll be the 7-5 Houston Texans versus the 6-6 Kansas City Chiefs.
And this is a crucial game for both, as they're both kind of sitting on that little playoff bubble spot, trying to sneak in. The Chiefs are, after kind of a disappointing season, looking to
bounce back.
Looking to bounce back and then strong
against divisional players here. And then we have our first storyline of the day. So I want to talk about more of the surprising teams this season. Obviously, we have the Patriots, who've been unbelievable this year.
Yeah, they've been one of the most surprising teams at 10-2, and they're very good contenders for the Super Bowl, along with their MVP candidate Drake May, who's come out of nowhere and shocked a lot of people.
Next team is the Bears. It's pretty much the same situation. They have Caleb Williams stepping up for that team. Young defense, leading the league in takeaways as well.
And the Broncos, well, surprised. I'm not fully convinced yet that they can go all the way.
Yeah, and then another exciting team could be the Broncos.
Yeah,
but I'm not too high on them.
Yeah, I don't know how deep they can make in the playoffs. And then the Panthers are kind of coming back with their records, very surprising this year.
For sure.
7-5.
Because they're having more of a fun, younger offense. They're going into it with, obviously, Bryce Young at the quarterback position. And they've just been more electric recently, which has been fun to watch.
And then the Seahawks are still very surprising with nobody thought their roster was all that
Mhm.
well-rounded as they are. But Jackson Smith-Njigba has been a big part of that.
I mean,
with Sam Darnold's play.
Yeah, I mean, Jackson Smith-Njigba has had about 100 some receiving yards every single game this year,
so
pretty
he's
much.
been top 5 receiver in the league this year for sure.
Yeah, and then another exciting team we can talk about is the Jaguars.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence is doing it together over in Jacksonville right there.
They started off a little rough.
They started off rough, but they got out of it, and they're looking pretty good. And then kind of the opposite effect of the Colts, who early on with Jonathan Taylor and Daniel Jones looked to be one of the favorites to take the NFL by storm.
Yeah.
But they kind of are on a 2-game slump, but I feel like they can get out of it at some point.
Yeah, to me, they're still a surprising team. I mean, they've had their struggles, but again, they've had a really good season so far. All right, now it's time to get to one of our last segments. We're going to do our picks for this week. So against the Browns and Titans, I'm going to go for the Browns.
I'm also going for the Browns.
It's just been a rough season for the Titans there. And then game this week, we have the Steelers and Ravens. I'm sadly going to go for the Ravens.
I'm also going to go for the Ravens. I feel like they have a little more momentum than the Steelers.
For sure. I mean, we've seen how both these teams have been going into this week, but I feel like the Ravens have advantage being at home as well. Next game, I'm going to go with the Jaguars here.
I'm actually going to go with the Colts this game. I feel like the Colts are going to rebound from their little 2-game slump and get out of it and get back.
So we'll see what happens there. We have another disagreement here. I'm going to go with the Vikings.
I think the Commanders are going to rally behind Jane Daniels.
Yeah. See, now I'm looking back at I made this pick before Jane Daniels was announced he's back, so I'm kind of worried about that one. Next game, I'm going with the Bills.
I'm also going with the Bills.
Okay. So we have agreement there. We'll see what happens there as well. And then this game, I'm going to go with the Dolphins.
I'm also going to go with the Dolphins.
Yeah, I mean, the Jets have been really bad.
The Jets haven't been looking very hot.
Next game, Seahawks.
Also Seahawks.
Okay. Then obviously the 2-10 Saints versus the Bucks. I'm going to go with the Bucks.
I'm also going to go with the Bucks. That's a pretty obvious game right there.
Yeah, this game can be a toss-up. We've seen in Week 10 it was close, but I'm going to go with the Broncos here.
I'm also going to go with the Broncos here.
Okay. Next game, obviously, I think the Rams are going to destroy the Cardinals.
Yep, I also think this game is not really a game right here.
Now here we're also split. I think the Packers are going to win at home.
I'm going to go with the underdog. I'm going to go with the Bears.
All right. So that game should be fun again. We said it before. That's going to be a fun game. So now primetime picks. Me personally, I'm going to go with the Texans.
I'm going to go with the Chiefs this game.
Okay.
I think the Chiefs are going to find their way out of it like they always do.
All right. And then also we have our Monday night game as well. Chargers, Eagles, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the Chargers.
I'm also going to go with the Chargers.
All right. And then real fast, I'm going to go over to Lily again to talk about picks this week as well.
I think both Braden and Hunter have good insight to who they think will win in Week 14. Personally, though, I think they're both wrong about the Browns versus the Titans. I think that the Titans are going to pull off the upset and come out on top versus the Browns. Let us know what you think and leave a message in the chat for who you think has the better overall picks.
All right. Thank you, Lily, once again. And this has just been a fun week to talk about. Obviously, it's Week 14. We'll see what goes on with this week. We'll see all the playoff pictures and different scenarios go down. But that is pretty much all the time we have for today. And I just wanted to thank you guys for joining and watching us talk about our Week 14 alongside with us.
Very fun week. A lot of teams looking to get that playoff spot. So
for sure, we'll see what goes down. We'll see what teams end up in the one spot in their divisions, and that's everything we have for you. So thank you guys once again, and we'll see you next time.